Now this is very simple. I'm going to say words and the computer will measure how offended you are by them.
Keith here. Welcome to a show in a glass of its own.
Yes, Thames Television, the station with knockers. Excuse me, there's one now. Yes, can I help you?
No, it's a bomb.
Sylvia's mother said that Sylvia's busy. She can come to the phone. Yeah, that Doctor Who classic, which I have totally ruined for you. So, hey, you can punch me later. Just form a queue outside my South London home and you can do what you please. And ladies, if you're turning up as well, you know what you can do to please me. Oh, I know, this is me. In case you don't know who I am, folks, I'm bringing back male toxicity to the limelight because it's far too long been hidden in the recesses of people's anuses. But I've got in there with a big crew of hazmats and big spades and dug all the crap out, and here I am. So if you're new to my channel, I celebrate beautiful big bosomy women, all biological of course, pop culture from a year gone by, and talking about the pop culture as it is today. Absolute dog shit. Now, you know the Amazon Prime show, The Wheel of Time, which by the way was one of those topics I covered 3 years ago, which actually gave me a bit of a boost on my channel. But today, folks, it only gets so much more funnier. This time, it's the Wheel of Privilege.
Megatron must be stopped, no matter the cost.
Works for me.
Flashing through the sky, he's a go-go guy. Stronger than a train with a so-so brain. He's fearless, careless, a little too careless.
Approved by 1970s Robert Redford.
So thanks to those boys and girls at Fandom Pulse, you have to see this to believe it. Dead by Daylight developer allegedly, and I think there's probably a lot of truth about this, forcing employees to undergo the Wheel of Privilege DEI training. Now, this thing harkens back to 2021, and I will show you the official website in a minute regarding this, but have a look. Now, I've not played Dead by Daylight. I've heard it is a bit of a woke game, but if I'm incorrect about that, folks, let me know in the comments below. So as we go on, Chaya Rychik, who runs the Libs of TikTok account on X, posted Behavior, a large video game company, Montreal, Canada, made employees undergo DEI training, which includes, this is my favorite part actually, the Wheel of Privilege, teaching you that black people and fat people are oppressed. Now, if you ask me, that's not true, because black people are also fat people and also claim to be oppressed, except when they're doing the pressing in a long line outside a Kentucky Fried Chicken club somewhere in the outer hemisphere of America. Yes, I said Kentucky Fried Chicken Club. I'm pretty sure they have those in place of a disco, because let's face it, can you see a fat person on the dance floor before it all comes caving in below, right? And you think it's the end of the world? So here's the Wheel of Power, which we're going to look at in a minute. This thing is absolutely hysterical. I actually thought this was a joke when I heard it. So in a post to Instagram in August 2020, Sylvia Duckworth explained the wheel. It's like it helps us to visualize what the term marginalization means, because of course this is a white chick who's telling you, as she's your white knight in a probably flowing white dress, perhaps, I don't know. And the further you are from the power, the more marginalized and powerless you are. Sylvia continued, you will notice as you try to place yourself in the different categories that your level of power and marginalization will likely shift between the categories. This is another way to look at intersectionality coined by Kimberly Crenshaw. And the pretentious spelling of Kimberly only makes me laugh even further. And I'm glad I was never born and raised in Canada. Can you imagine what my mind might be like now? Scrambled eggs, I think. By the way, if you want to know what this Sylvia Duckworth chick looks like, I thought I was actually seeing things here. It's this broad right here. I'll give you... This is her. Well, this is her probably 20 years ago. I'm being kind, because if you want to know what she looks like now... I'm telling you, Sylvia, you probably should have stayed in the sun a bit longer and maybe taken a few more rest days and slather your face with moisturizer all over the place, because this ain't screaming a bombshell like what you are here. And she's happily married as well, which is even, well, good for her, I guess, which I suppose goes against the whole wheel of privilege, because you're going to see what I mean by that in a few seconds. So justonevoice.com, which now this particular version of the Wheel of Privilege has been adapted by somebody called Tessa Watkins, who I believe, and this is her right here. I'm just going to, I don't want to see, I'm going to center that picture down below, actually. Quite disgusting. She's a they, them, and theirs, and she's autistic. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Tessa, but really, if you're autistic, now, autistic people are supposed to be highly intelligible, and they are. Most of them actually are. But I do find it rather funny that they're now forcing this thing down us. Now, in the center of the Wheel of Privilege, or we're just going to call it WOP, which sounds even worse now because I've just realized that's a racist slur. God.
Stupid wop dago.
Ah! My God, I just can't win. So, if you're white, slim and muscular, a cisgender man, and I do hate that term cisgender, it's such a silly phrase, able-bodied, Christian, rich, adult, a homeowner, a driver, a Democrat or Republican. I'm actually surprised they've shoved Democrat into Republican, because the narrative these days, of course, is if you're a Republican, you're conservative, right? You can't also be a Democrat and think like a Republican. That's not how politics works. Now, on the outer circle, the second to last, of the WOP wheel, that's what I'm going to call it. English learned, so language and communication, monolingual. So you have never married. So basically anything out of the ring is where you're going to become more marginalized, more oppressed. So if you're a renter, which I am, so I guess I'm marginalized and I moan about it every single day. Now, if you're the worst of the worst, folks, comes to the outer rim of this wheel, which is so funny. I am focused on body size. So, what is infinity fat? Is that what it is? Super fat. Well, I've always been a fan of the film Superbad from 2007. Large fat, mid fat. Okay, these are all ridiculous terms, by the way, which makes no sense. If you're fat, right? It doesn't make any difference whether you're glossing it with an extra word or two, because you're making yourself more fat in the process. Sexuality, visibly homosexual. So already you're profiling somebody who is visibly homosexual. That's well done, Miss Duckworth. That's very well thought of there.
How do you feel about women picking men up in the streets? After all, you do it all the time.
Well, I don't actually, but, I think it's a jolly good idea, yes.
Thank you very much.
Skin color, visibly black, brown, indigenous or Asian. How dare you look so visibly in the sun of these complexions? You're oppressed, folks. You're automatically oppressed. So apparently the video game developers for Dead by Daylight have to learn this dog shit. That's incredible. My word, this is just like the funniest thing I've ever seen. And look, let's just walk on over to Sylvia Duckworth's Instagram once again. And if you just scroll a little bit down, oh, what does LGBT stand for? It stands for, Sylvia, I couldn't give two rats' asses. That's what it stands for. Oh, she's got a YouTube channel. That's amazing.
Hi there.
Hi, Sylvia.
My name is Sylvia Duckworth, author of Sketch Notes for Educators.
You look better here, love.
I'm excited to tell you about my new book called How to Sketchnote, a step-by-step manual for teachers and students. Sketchnoting, or visual note-taking, is an effective and fun way to take notes using doodles and text. It has many
Well, if you don't want to use doodles, you can always just do instead.
other benefits such as increased focus and engagement in class, improved comprehension and memory retention.
What else have you done here, Sylvia? Da-di-da-di-da. My Imaginary Life. Her webpage, her YouTube channel seems quite harmless. You wouldn't, I mean, I'm just going through the thumbnails here. They look okay. I'm pretty sure there might be something glaring Procreate tips. What the hell? Oh, I'm going to stay away from that one. But she seems to be focused on a lot of sketching stuff, which is fine. She seems like a pleasant person, but yeah, and again, don't harass this woman. You know, she's just doing her own insane thing out there. And again, what I'm going to say about people like Ms. Duckworth here, they think they can change the world through some ridiculous brainwashing machine called the WAP machine, which I'm just going to stick to because it's absolutely hilarious. And look, let them do what they want to do. You're not going to force people in video gaming to undertake this because you need to make them feel bad about themselves. I'm guessing, by the way, that from Dead by Daylight, in fact, let me just have a look through this again. An 11-second clip when the game fat shames you, Dead by Daylight. I'm not sure if that message came through to me loud and clear. Shall we do that again? No, maybe let's move on, actually. That was absolutely... You know what? I actually like this Neon Lines background. Let's just bring it here and I might make you dizzy. Do my own form of brainwashing. And I'll stick a lovely lady on my left or my right-hand side just to make me feel better about myself. So what did you think, folks? I thought this video was absolutely hilarious. Not my own episode, although probably by the time I put some twinkle twinkle editing in place, it might end up being that way. But Sylvia Duckworth and Tessa Watkins are two very strange, but probably very funny, individualistic ladies who want to change the discourse in video gaming. And again, folks, I'm hoping this nonsense about the infestation of absolute crazy ideology, which is designed to brainwash you and make you feel bad about yourself, which ain't gonna work, because on that WAP wheel, I'm probably almost at the center rather than the outer, because I've never thought of myself as marginalized or anything else, probably well gifted down below, if you know what I mean. So if you were you and if you were me, you might want to return, if your heart desires, for the next video.
When you're with the Flintstones, have a yabba dabba do time, a yabba do time. You'll have a gay old